Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Normani. You know, they don't make it easier for us to win, y'all.
What did you feel like your role was in Fifth Harmony?
There were definitely moments that I felt like I was put there.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. Hi, it's Keisha. Nice to meet you, or getting here because we've got quite a bit to go on into. So it's honestly time to have a real ass conversation about Normani. I'm such a Normani fan. I love her down, but I do think certain things could do with improvements, and I think that that is fair. I'm not coming from the approach of trying to be mean or nasty spirited or just wanting to be funny and be a comedian, because when I watch videos like this where people are talking about Normani's music and how an album is a flop or how she's a flop or how she's not where you want her to be, babe, so are you where you want to be? Are you where you want to be in life? No. I think sometimes we need to reshift our focus on our focus, which should be ourselves. But I get it. Listen, we are all fans of people. We want to see people thrive because we see the potential. But I do think some people's approach, especially when it comes to these videos, like I've mentioned, like YouTubers sometimes go way too crazy when it comes to Normani and feel way too comfortable just disrespecting. I get there is opinions, but I do think sometimes people just want to be funny because it is quite popular to hate on Normani, or quite popular to share how disappointed you are in her. I don't like that. And if I'm Normani, I'm not going to click on those videos. I'm not going to engage in those conversations, and I'm probably not going to be as motivated, because I think a lot of people have their fans who are riders and who really want to see them thrive and give them a little bit more grace. I don't know if Normani has had that grace, but granted though, to be completely fair, because that's what we're going to do today, we're going to have a fair conversation here, and I'm going to see it from different perspectives, which I think more people need to do. But I'm going to be seeing it from different perspectives, because that's really important. It's going to be a whole bunch of, but what if it's this? But what if it's that? A lot of people just believe that she's lazy and she doesn't want this anymore. And even if that's the case, then let it be. Maybe she doesn't want it anymore. Maybe she doesn't want it as much as you want it. Maybe there's other factors happening behind the scenes, whether it's personal life, whether it's, you know, the labels, messy ass labels, and the contracts in which where it's like, bitch, I shouldn't have signed it, but I did, and I can't get out of it. There's that. Now, it's absolutely no shade. I still watch these people at the end of the day, but I am very cautious about what conversations I'm willing to listen to, and which ones I believe I take them seriously when it comes to. We are going to have a conversation about Normani. I'm excited to finally get into things and share with you guys what I truly feel. Obviously, down below in the comment section, let me know your thoughts and opinions. What do you guys agree with me? Do you guys disagree with me? All is completely fine. I've been getting so many questions, like literally out of any hairstyle I've ever done, I've gotten so many questions on this specific hairstyle. People want to know where the hair is from, how did I install it, like what tutorial I use. Girls and gays and everyone else, hi. Everyone, okay, if you really want to know, I told you guys, go and follow me over my Instagram. It's Keisha_. It's a fun time over on there, just in general. But I have a whole highlight dedicated to the hair that I use for this install, the tutorial that I use, and all of that fun stuff. So definitely go ahead, check it out. Follow me whilst you're at it. It literally costs you nothing and takes 10 seconds. So what are you waiting for? Or is the challenge accepted or not? The first problem comes. I believe that Normani should have been independent, but I understand why she signed. I think to sit down and be mad at her for signing isn't really fair, because I think a lot of people really... There's so much power with labels, for sure. But unfortunately, in Normani's case, you know, she's had to fund her own music videos, which is absolutely insane.
Like I said, budgets, they gotta be approved.
Yo, what was the budget?
Oh God.
I mean, no, like we talking. I mean, we on the spot right now. What was the budget?
I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot that I had to
You had to put up some money for
invest
it?
my own.
That's right. Invest.
Yeah, music video.
invest.
Yeah. Oh wow. Alone, but I believe in.
So
what
it's
I'm
over $1
doing
million
and-
budget, huh? That's crazy.
Definitely.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
How?
That's what you got to do. You got to invest in yourself.
Exactly.
And you know that now.
I mean, the number that I put in would probably sound foolish to a lot of people, but I definitely know that it was well worth it.
No coin should be coming out my pocket like that. You are the label. You should be providing. You should see me as a star. You should want to invest in me, but it seems as though they are just not investing no money for whatever reason. And the thing is, the talent is there. Okay, so if we go to the beginning when she was in Fifth Harmony, there's obviously 5 of the girls, and then it eventually became 4. Camilla went and did her own thing. Now, like Camilla or not, one thing about her is you might not like an era of hers, you might not like a song of hers, but she's going to keep on going and releasing so much music. You either love it or you hate it, but either way, she's consistent and she's working, and she is... I do think that she has her own privileges though, just to be completely honest. We have to remember Normani is a dark-skinned black woman. There are people who are trying to hinder her success and are going to constantly keep her at the back. Now, with Normani's talent, she should never be at the back. She should be at the front. Whenever I see Normani performing, I don't think she's even like the strongest of vocalists, to be completely fair with you guys. And I think that she can work on that aspect, just like anybody with any type of talent. You know, you always wanted to work to make sure you get better at certain things. Normani can definitely afford to invest in that for sure. She's not a weak vocalist, don't get it mistaken, but I do think that she can grow as an artist vocally. You know, that could be something that's just as strong as the performing aspect, as a dancing aspect. Now, when she was in Fifth Harmony, she for me stood out because she gave performer. And that's what I want to see. I want to see more performers. I want to see more people put on a show. I want to be hooked. I want my chin to literally be on the ground. Like, I want to be like, wow. Take my breath away. And I feel like when I watch Normani performances, that's what I get, okay? I feel like you can tell she's very confident with her dance moves. You can tell she's rehearsed this 1,000,001 different times. I mean, it's Normani. She definitely is trying to make sure everything is perfect and like it's intricate and everything. I do think that she's an overthinker though. And I think that that's probably going to get to her and probably has gotten to her, okay? It's good to want to make everything perfect, but perfect can't always run, babes. You're going to be sitting down, analysing everything for years, and then time is going to go by and there's going to be plenty more artists that come through. All right, your name still holds weight, I feel like, but we want to make sure that Normani becomes a global phenomenon, not just someone who's known in the US market. Obviously, that's huge, but I think for me, if I want to be a musician, I want to make that my number one thing, my job, the way that I'm making an income from doing my passion. I want to make sure it's on a global scale. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So I think that Normani should want to introduce herself to other people and to different fan bases as well. And I think so many artists are doing that now and are trying to remember that, hey, I don't just want this market. I want that market too. I want this one. I want it all. In the words of Sharpay Evans, I want it all. Normani, for me, when she's on stage, I'm excited. I'm hooked. I'm ready to see what she's going to give today. I do think she should have been independent. Like, if we look at how things played out, I do think she should have been independent. And I think most importantly, she shouldn't have signed with RCA. They probably gave her a sweet deal. They probably gave her a bunch of different beverages when she entered that room. Sit your ass cheeks down. We got you. We've got anything. You want some wine? You want some rosé? You want some rum? We've got everything on the house. Like, you're an artist. They probably sweet talked her, and that's what they do to a bunch of different artists, and they sell you a dream. And the thing is, Normani is more than capable of achieving these things, but I do think you need to have a great team. We are seeing there's so many people going independent like Tinashe. It's unfortunate that she had to go for a really crappy deal, but she's independent. And I think maybe Normani is fighting to get out of this contract. God knows how long she has signed to RCA for. I don't know what that looks like. We're never going to know, but I think she's probably gagging to get out of this because she probably realized she made a rookie mistake. Do I believe Normani went for the first deal? No, I think that she's a lot more smarter and sensible than people give her credit for. She probably went for the deal that made the most sense to her at that time when leaving Fifth Harmony and wanting to go and do her own thing. Probably researched, but maybe not as much as she should have. Maybe she should have spoke to the other girlies who came and went from RCA. But hey, I do think it is a mistake that she's probably going to have to grow from, for sure. I mean, the thing about RCA is they just don't be promoting the most talented people at all. I mean, they have flipping Zayn Malik. The vocals are there. One of the best male vocalists of this generation, for sure. They don't promote him, so you know, it's not. It kind of wasn't looking too good for Normani, realistically. Now, the second problem here is something that the public have done. Why people compared Normani to Beyonce, I will never know. Normani for me gives me more Janet Jackson. She gives me more Ciara. She doesn't give me Beyonce, and that's not shady, by the way, because these are all beautifully talented, gifted artists. I do think the pressure was truly on from when people started comparing her to Beyonce. I think we were wrong when it came to that. Not me though, because I never compared her. I never really thought it gave that. I think people felt it gave that because they wear leotards and they were like rolling around on stage in a cute way, by the way, not in a shady way, but like in a great way. So yeah. Okay, my lip gloss is literally coming off. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned this in the intro, but I was trying to recreate this picture that I found on Pinterest. I was going to film a makeup tutorial, but I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe I can get the look done at all. So I'm sorry, but do you think I smashed it? Like, do you think I look like... I don't, never mind. Moving on. I think for me, she doesn't give Beyonce, but I think that once you hear Beyonce, the pressure is surely going to be on for you. And I think that this is the thing I don't like about Normani. She is such an overthinker. She wants everything to be perfect. Baby, it's never, ever, I promise you, in this lifetime, nothing's going to be perfect. Something's going to be a little bit off, and that's okay. Give your good enough performance. She does a lot. And I get it. It shows that you're passionate. But the fans just want to see you. The people doing the most talking and saying, oh my gosh, she's a flop, she's a flop, she's a flop. Do you even buy her music? Or are you simply just waiting for visuals? Baby, if that's the case, Normani's told you right now that she's not going to give you the visuals. I don't think Normani's going to give you any visuals for Dopamine. I think she just released the album for the sake of releasing it for the fans, for the sake of her contract. I don't think she was even as passionate about Dopamine, because I know what passion looks like. It's somebody who's willing to talk about their project on and on and on to the point where, bitch, I'm even bored. I'm bored. Like, girl, I know the answers as a fan. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Dopamine was like a filler album. I don't think it's an album that really introduced Normani to the world. Do I believe that she should have hopped on the momentum of Motivation? Yes, I do believe that. But she didn't. For whatever reason, herself, the team didn't. I guess we'll never know why. Dopamine for me came and went. I know it was released back in June. June the 14th, I think it was released. I didn't listen to it when it first came out. And you want to know why? I didn't feel the hunger. I didn't feel the hunger. I didn't think it was coming from somebody who really wanted us to hear this project. It felt like a, oh my God, like, okay, I can finally breathe now. I've got music out there. The fans can stop asking for me. Like, it's been 5 years. Like, they can stop asking for me of an album now. You have it. There you go. It feels more like a project that I had to put out for the sake of, I don't want people to think I'm going to give them a whole nother year with no music, or for the sake of just my label, okay? I think a lot of people are not understanding the pressure that these artists go through to give music. Now, of course, that is their job. It is the bare minimum. But Normani, for me, is somebody who is just too much of a perfectionist and wants everything to be perfect. And girl, Dopamine for me wasn't perfect. It wasn't. It was a great album, but it wasn't perfect. I would give Dopamine a 6.5 or 7 out of 10, which I think is a pretty good rating as well. But I don't think it gave, hey bitches, I'm Normani. Hello world, I'm Normani. I know that she's dealt with some personal things, you know, both her parents, I think, having cancer. I think they've beat it, to my knowledge. God is great. The unfortunate thing is people expect you to go back to work the next day. Like, yeah, you found that your parents had this, but girl, it ain't you to go back to work. That's the type of time we are in. I mean, it's always been that time, to be honest. Like, they don't expect you to take off time because it's like, yeah, it's your parents, they'll be fine, but girl, you need to get back to work. The pressure is on. The pressure is really on, because I'm sure that labels are looking like, girl, it's been a year since you've released. Like, what are you doing? What are we doing with you? There's no point funding you. And that's a problem. And that's why I strongly believe that she's trying to get out of this label. I don't know when it's going to happen. She's been with them for years now. Is it coming to an end? Is she wrapping it up? Is she just doing obligations now? Like, I really don't know, because Dopamine came and went, like I mentioned. She should have been booked and busy in terms of the Jimmys. Like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel. No interview? Because the thing about the Jimmy Fallon shows or the Jimmy Kimmels is that you're going to gain a new audience regardless. It feels like her whole Instagram now feels like an influencer. And it's not a bad thing, because she's still running to the bag and still getting the bag regardless. There's a picture that she posted and I thought she was genuinely entering the Love Island villa. And I know I'm not the only one who thought that. Like, I genuinely... Is that the spirit of Normani? Normani, girl, I love you. I'm sorry, I had to say... I play too much, don't mind me. She has dealt with some things in her personal life in which God only knows how she was able to make it through, and it must have been hard. Normani is, like, she loves her parents down. She always speaks very highly of them, and I think that she was raised very well. I do think it took a toll on her and her career, unfortunately. I do think in this game, though, you're expected to just get back up the next day. Get back to work. Even when people give birth, they're expected to just, like, go back to the studio a week later. Like, not even take time with their baby. But, like, go back to the studio. And that's kind of the obligation in this case. And I think that she missed out on some time while supporting her parents. But, of course, family comes first. And I think a lot of people would be selfish enough to not see it from that perspective. But a lot of people don't. Like the man or not, but Views by Drake, one of the best rap albums, right? One of, not the best, but one of the best albums. The cohesion, the way that it flows from one song to the next song, it makes sense. Dopamine, it feels like there wasn't much of a theme here, in my opinion. I would have loved for her to speak about some of the hardships that she's faced in the industry. I would have loved to have you know, talk her ish as well. Let the world know that, hey, bitch, I've arrived. But she probably can only do that if she's actually going to stand on business, you know, fully and really promote. Labels should be spending even more money on the promotion. You need to believe in your artists if you're going to sign them. Don't just have them kick to the back, kick them to the curb. That's not how things should run. And never for a Normani, let's be very clear. Normani, I think for me, visually can maybe do a bit of something. I think sometimes the hairstyles can feel very same old, same old. I would love to see her come through with like, maybe like a blonde wig here, maybe something that doesn't look too wiggy, but just give something different. You know, great face card, but let's play around the hairstyles now. Let's play around the makeup now. A great example of somebody who does this is JT from the City Girls. Like, her hair is never the same. Like, which I'm never gonna know. Is it gonna be pink, blonde, green? I love how she's very editorial with it as well. She plays around the looks. Like, that to me, I'm gonna see you on Pinterest. I'm gonna see you as like something I want to copy for Halloween. I don't celebrate Halloween, but if I ever did, I could have fun with it, you know? Normani can give very much the same old, and we don't want that. We don't want to get tired or bored, okay? Play around with makeup, hop on Pinterest, see, what's the vibe? You know, you've got a makeup artist, you've got a team, try something different. I know sometimes coming out your comfort zone can be scary, but you are an artist, you are a star, and you are on a pedestal right now. You are. Normani is very blessed to be in the place that she is. Although, you know, more things could be better. She has like what, nearly 7 million on Instagram, which is a lot of people, by the way. You know, you're in a better position than a lot of fellow dark-skinned girlies trying to make it in the industry, trying to put their names out there. So if that's me, ride the wave. You better ride the rodeo. You better ride that horse. I'm being so serious, by the way. I'm being so serious. You better take advantage of it, because a lot of people would love to be in that position, you know. And that's not to make you feel bad about anything, but you have to remember that, you know, things can be very hard and crappy, but there's still people who want to see and hear from you, okay? And that should be your constant motivator. Don't look at Twitter and the comments that say, oh my God, you're a flop artist, oh my God, you're this and that. Like, remember, girl, where you are at and ride that wave. Don't just come and go. Don't be that artist where it's like, oh, we remembered you for the time period, but then you didn't really offer much. Normani is still going to be an exciting person to watch. I think that we probably will have a lot more faith in Normani when she leaves the label, because we already know RCA just don't have her back whatsoever. Even like in interviews, you can tell that she don't want to say too much about the team, but you can tell that people keep saying Normani's lazy. I don't know if I would use that word personally. Maybe she is. Maybe she could be doing a lot. Like, it's one thing to blame a label, but maybe she should be doing a lot more promoting on Instagram. You know, if you're going to take a picture, don't be using other people's songs in your story. Excuse me. Use your own songs. Spam it. I want to be sick and tired of you, but I'm not at that stage. I want to be sick and tired because I know all the lyrics now and I get the melody. Like, girl, we get it. But Normani has still worked with some really great people. A lot of people don't talk about the Calvin Harris x Normani like mini project they had. I think it was back in 2017 or 2000. Yeah, I think it was 2017. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of you bitches don't know about it. A lot of you bitches don't know about it because you never took the time to actually listen. A lot of you guys are depending on visuals. Baby, it's Normani. Like, clearly she's telling you, I ain't gonna constantly take money out my coin to fund this because the team don't believe in me. So, like, I need to be very strategic with where my money is being distributed, okay? You need to go and listen to the Calvin Harris and Normani, like, mini tape that they had. Not that kind of tape. I meant, like, music tape. I played it, although I would love to. Let me stop it. Yeah, like, that was beautiful. And the song that they have with Wizkid as well. You guys don't know what I'm talking about because you never tuned in. I love the song Fair by Normani. She performed that on Jimmy Fallon, I believe. Don't know why though, because it had nothing to, like, it didn't link with, the timing wasn't linked with Dopamine, the album. So I'm not really sure why that. Anyways, I do believe my good sis needs to step into her pop bag like she's never done before. R&B is cute and great, and there's always going to be a little bit of me, but you need to be strategic now, okay? And this is my final point. You got to be strategic now, babes, because what you need to do is you need to come into the industry as a pop girl, and then you can do the R&B thing. And the greats have done this before. It's playing the game. Pop music is called pop for a reason. It's popular. It's always going to be popular. It's never going to be like a dying genre of music, the way R&B has kind of come and gone in the last 10 years, for me personally. Of course, there are still amazing, talented beings in R&B, like the Jhené Aikos, the Hers, Jasmine Sullivans, but I just see that for Normani, but I also see the pop side. Maybe she doesn't see that for herself. Maybe we want more for her than she wants for herself, and we have to be okay with that. We do. We gotta be okay with that. Maybe she doesn't want it as bad as we thought she wanted it. Maybe she doesn't have thick skin. Maybe certain things do get to her. I mean, at the end of the day, she is a human, you know? But maybe it's not all what it seems, okay? And I really am going to pray for my good sis, because I see the vision, I see the future, I see the potential, and I'm personally not giving up on her. I think Dopamine is an album in which, again, came and went. I hope that she's learning from this. I hope that she's listening to what people have to say. Now, bitch, if I'm Normani, I'm not listening to everyone. Also, are we going to get a Normani tour? Or are we just going to get sponsored posts on Instagram? Which is cute, and get the coin, get the bag, please. These commercials, I'm like, oh my god, sickening. But I want to see visuals from you. Yes, please. Please. Pretty please. Just for me. I do think that we have to offer people, specifically dark-skinned women, we have to give them extra grace, because it is hard being in the industry, point blank period, no matter how you look. But to be a dark-skinned black woman, it is going to be even harder. And you see, that's a conversation that my parents had with me. Not anything to do with music industry, but life. It is hard. You're going to always have to work a million times harder, and you're going to have to sometimes, just sometimes, be in the back in order to make it to the front. You know, you got to level up. Some people don't have to level up. It's just like, okay, you're this, you look this way, so there. I saw some comments in her on her Instagram, and they're like, girl, you're not Beyonce. Drop the visuals. Beyonce can afford to not drop visuals, but you're not Beyonce. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I get where you guys are coming from, but I'm just going to say it. Some of you guys need to just shut up. Like, she didn't say that she was Beyonce. We don't know what's going on. And also, if you don't like what you're getting from Normani, I'll keep it pushing. Just keep it pushing. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. What do you guys think about Normani? Are you still interested in her? Or do you feel like, bitch, I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want to go there. I'm being for real. Also, sorry. Oh my god. I forgot to mention this. We don't know anything about Normani. That should have been the first point. Let me put my leg up, girl. I'm cozy. Yes, I'm wearing shorts, you little nasty. We don't know much about Normani. We need to get familiar with you. I couldn't tell you one simple fact about you do. I couldn't tell you one simple fact about Normani apart from the fact that she's got brown eyes, black hair, and got abs. Okay, like, I need to be familiar with you, bitch. I want to be so nosy. I want to be in your business. Yeah, I got a problem. Yeah, but I'm a pop culture girl through and through. Okay, so a lot of the greats, a lot of the best musicians right now are people who have put a bit of themselves out there. You know, we are nosy ass bitches. I want to speculate. I've never speculated nothing. I ain't speculated nothing with Normani before. Never. I never speculate. Oh my god, who's her boyfriend? Oh my god, who's she dating? Like, is she gonna be at this party? Like, oh my god, like, I wonder what. Like, this is what pop culture is about. You want to get your fans talking and guessing. You want to get people like, oh my god, Normani. Like, you want wait, hold on. Our name should be in your mouth. Wait, what? No, your name should be in our... Go to different events. Like, who is Normani's boyfriend? God, my belly is grumbling, bitch. I've got other priorities, babes. I need to go and eat. But did I lie? I might tell a joke, but I never told a lie. I do think we need to get more familiar with Normani. I don't think she's let us in. I don't think she's revealed personal things in her music that's made us feel connected to her. Do you know what I mean? I still think that there's more studying to do. I think that she's got more work to do, just like majority of people do. But yeah. God, that was waiting to come out. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. What do you guys think about Normani? Did you guys stream Dopamine? If you did, what was like your favorite songs from the album? What do you think about it? What more do you want to see from Normani? And what do you think is kind of like stopping her? Like, what's stopping her from being even bigger right now? Anyways guys, I'm gonna go now. I feel like I've been rambling way too much, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you guys real soon for a brand new video. Bye!